There was news on Wednesday because there was all kinds of stuff happening in baseball. You had the non-tender deadline and trades. Later Wednesday, the Brewers traded former All-Star closer Corey Knebel to the Dodgers for a player to be named later or cash considerations. Now, if you remember all the way back in 2017, Knebel had 39 saves with a ridiculous 14.9 per nine. He then missed all the 2019 season following Tommy John surgery, and he tried to bounce back this past season, but he posted an ERA over 6. Now, some people say his last handful of outings, his velocity started to tick back in the right direction, so maybe that's what the Dodgers were looking at. Dan, as a former Brewer closer, which is what Corey Knebel now is, what do you think of this move? Do you think there's gas left in the tank for this guy?
I do. It's another in the long line of shrewd moves by the Dodgers that have the flexibility that they can take on a $5+ million pitcher and roll the dice and say, hey, we think he's going to be another year removed from Tommy John. He's going to be healthier. He showed enough signs in 2020 for the Dodgers to take a flyer. And, Greg, when the Dodgers take a shot at a player, you have to look at it as like they see something that they like. Don't be surprised if he doesn't pitch well in 2021.
To me, Dave, I would think of that as like a concern. If the Dodgers want our guy, maybe we should hold on to him because he's valuable still.
Kind of like the Rays, right? The Rays
Yes.
want to do a trade with you. Be careful because your pockets might get picked. But this is a guy, I think this is a great addition to the Dodgers. Very similar to what we saw last year with Blake Trinan, them coming in. But Trinan made $10 million last year. Knebel's probably going to be around $5 million. But I think anytime, and we've seen this many times with guys with Tommy John, that second year removed from surgery, their velocity starts to come back and their command starts to come back.
I would say this, the Kenley Jansen saga isn't exactly over yet. And we talked a lot about it in the month of October during the whole World Series stretch run. Kenley Jansen, it does not have a stranglehold over that position anymore as closer of the Dodgers.
I don't think there's any question about that.
Yeah.
He's another year on the body. Father Time starts to catch up to you, and at some point in time, your performance and your numbers are going to start trending downward, and I think that's what we've seen with Kenley.
Would you be shocked if the Dodgers weren't done with their bullpen because of what I just said with Kenley Jansen, that they're going to continue to try to add depth?
No, and that's one thing that they've done better than anybody in baseball the last 3 or 4 years. More depth, they can afford the depth, and it comes in handy. We saw that in the postseason this year. How many teams could go 5 or 6 deep like they can in a bullpen? They get in a bullpen game, they feel like they can win all of them. This, to me, is a shrewd move on a guy that has closed games before. He knows the league, and I just think it's all checks. There's a lot of boxes that check off positive. Expect Knebel, if he's healthy, he'll pitch well.